So today I am up here in the oldest building, I guess we could say, on between the two farms we have. So we are in what we call Perry's barn. Now Perry is the gentleman that my grandfather, I believe, he bought it from back whenever Grandpa bought this place. But anyway, this barn has been here since, according to the plaque, 1875. Been here for a long time. And right now I'm standing on loose hay. And it's just funny. I see like, oh, it's not hard to find a piece. You pull up a piece. Yeah, this one ain't the best, but who's hay? And it's just funny how much, like 3/4, if not 7/8 of the leaves are still on this plant, which is kind of neat because we struggle to keep leaves on plants nowadays. You know, when you run it through the tedder, you lose quite a bit of your leaf value. But anyway, back to the barn. I've talked about this barn before. The haymow floor in it is junk. We'll look at it downstairs. But this beam up here is the biggest thing structurally for the barn. We'll see down there, it's rotting out. Right in there. Where am I? Right down there, it's rotted out. And you see, there's that sheet of tin, there's junk. The rest of the roof is great. But that sheet there is junk along with the sheet kitty corner on the other side here. So, what I'd like to do, find where my beam turns good. I believe it'd be somewhere's in there, I would say. And then I got 8-foot sections of railroad tie. I figure if I could splice a railroad tie in there, mount it up good, and pull it tight. Actually, pull it tight first, then mount it up good. And then over here, the beam don't appear to be rotted out. It's just the nails have all pulled out, and what will ya? Maybe it is rotting out a little bit, but not as bad as the other side. But I think if we get this wall fixed, get those sheets of tin figured out, I think the barn itself would be pretty good. And then if we were to do that, I'd go through and put new boards up there, new used boards, new to the barn boards. But that down there is just a sliding door. I have it open right now. But yeah, so we'll head downstairs and evaluate the floor situation. But if you guys have anything you'd like to say about the beam up here, feel free to put it down in the comments below what you think I could do there. But I think I could just splice something in there and mount it up real good and call her a day. But anywho, let's head downstairs, down and through there. Excuse me. And go evaluate the downstairs. So before I go down, I'd like to tell you my personal feelings about this barn. Personally, I like this barn because it's just unique. Our other barn across the road here does not have these big beams in it. I believe that barn might have been a Sears and Roebuck barn of some sort, because that's just got your typical trusses. This one doesn't. This one has your big wooden beams that would have been heaved out of the woods up there and taken to the neighbor with a sawmill of some sort. Honestly, for the year these are, if they're so original, 1875, they're pretty good. I mean, there's some up there. I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see they're pretty rough, about what you would expect. Anyway, I just like this barn. It's old, it's cool, it's unique. It's not every day you have one of these on your property, but you can see that used to be sitting up in there. That's how much the floor settled in that particular spot. And then over here, once again, this one I think is pulled out of the floor because it's still connected up there and straight. And you can see that used to sit up. That used to sit up in there. That's the other part of that beam. And that used to sit in it, I'm sure, of some sort. Come take a look. Oh, there's a hole there. Yeah, you can see it used to sit right up in there. But there must have been an old granary here at some time. There's a window there. Looks like, I don't know what the hell the deal was there. And then obviously a window there. There was actually a window in there, but license plate of some sort from, looks like 1959. But another cool thing is there's a ladder there that goes all the way up to the top. So I've never climbed to the top up there. I never quite had the balls. So they say don't. Actually, I might have. When the bedding was like up to there, I probably did. But yeah, Oops, sorry about my finger there. There's a few beams that have blown off in the past couple years. That one did, that one did. That window fell out. And that one was within the last year. You know, nails start to pull out and it's windy through here. We got a big half-mile stretch here of open field. The wind really picks up. So, but the barn it's straight. Well, I can't say you put a square on the corners because of the rough cut wood, but it's straight. You look at it with your eyes, it's pretty freaking straight. Hasn't moved on the foundation at all or nothing. So I personally would like to keep this barn and just redo the basement down there, get rid of this haymow floor. I like the haymow floor, but it's more of an inconvenience than it is a convenience. So, but we'll take a look at the outside here, the barnyard. Not really the barnyard. There's no concrete out in there. The concrete's all where the bedding is there, and then there's a laneway here. You can kind of tell where it is. It's as wide as a skid steer. Widens out somewhere like right in there down to there. It's double the width. But anyway, the main farm's over there just right across the road. Like I said before, that barn there just has trusses up there. So, but anyway, so we will go down and see what it looks like in the basement there. Shut this door. This one, the rollers on this one are kind of stiff compared to the other door down there. There's a door here, then there's a door right down there at the corner. And then that there used to be an old chute that's boarded up downstairs. Dad has stories about when he used to climb up that, and he'd get up here and there'd be a coon looking him right in the eye or whatever. So we take a look at the floor down here. It's pretty well blowing down. And you can see what I'm looking at above me here, just logs. And loose hay is the floor there. Over there's some beams your grandpa put up, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah. The way this barn works is the side I'm on right now we call the small guy side, and then over there's the big guy side. That's just two different groups. They pretty well have the barn split in half. I rearranged the gates yesterday because, well, the big guys needed more room. Didn't really gain much room, but really, this gate used to go up to that post over there, and there was a little gate that went to the concrete there, so. But whatever. Anyway, as you can see, they're eating the loose hay. But I throw it on the ground here. There's actually chopped hay in the little bunk over there. So if they want to eat it, they can eat it. Otherwise they'll kick it out and they can lay on it. But whatever. This is actually some really good quality hay here, this loose hay. For being however old it is. Nice and crunchy, as you can hear. A lot of good value to it. It's dry. But we'll walk over this way here, and we'll see what we got going on over here. This is our watering station, which is more than less a temporary spot. This water fountain's only, well, it's probably 30 years old, but it was in a box sitting over in the corner there for probably 28 of them years. And then this water fountain here decided it had enough. It's a Ritchie water fountain. Same thing, it's just other than this one had the hog feeder add-on down there. Don't touch my pitchfork over there. I better move that, otherwise you're gonna eat it. Anyways, I was saying, we got our concrete blocks set up here with blocks to hold these beams up because, you know, I'll have to walk over to the other side, but I don't know why they have all these beams meeting together, but they got all the beams coming together there. They got a lot of here they got two beams coming together here. There used to be a post here, but it got knocked out, and well, it wasn't supporting much, so it was really kind of useless. All this supports is the floor, and as we've seen up above, it's not even connected to the floor no more. There's all kinds of passages up like that. Like, I don't want to know what's up there, but anyway, we'll walk over to the other side there and see what's going on over there. So if we look over here along this east wall, we'll notice a lot of these beams are just pulling out because the floor is sagging over there, which causes these beams to move that way. And we got electrical here for water. This is kind of a mess in here, but if we were to redo this, we would redo this too. But we'll look over here, and you can see we got posts there holding up that beam. You got a steer that's got to say hi. And that post over there, they tend to like to push out, which ain't really supporting much no more. Shockingly, which I guess is a good thing. That means the beams there are all good. And the barn's pretty sturdy. But yeah, that's what the inside of this barn looks like. This little area here has always been here. It's, if you clean up the concrete's different than the actual floor is. There's some weird, I would have loved to seen how they had this barn set up originally, because there's a curb, I don't know, 3-foot deep curb over there in that west wall, and I don't know, it's probably a good 6 inches at least above the normal floor. There's not one over on this side at all. But if you peel up that curb, I accidentally did it with the skid steer trying to clean out here the one day, and it's just sand underneath it. So I have no clue how they had it laid out in here. The only gentleman that knows lives in the house there, and well, yeah, a lot of questions I should ask him, but I just haven't got that far. But anyway, we'll walk outside this barn and see what she looks like from the outside. Why don't we? You can see how bad, just right there, the floor's bowing in. And hauling skid steer can only, yeah, it can only go up to like right about there where that brace is. And then you hit with your rough. So yeah, let's walk on outside, why don't we? So as we make our way through the barnyard here, we can see we got our old feed bunk here, which is in need of repair, but that'll come along with whatever we decide to do with this barn. But as you guys know, we have our new feed bunks along over there, so we don't have to open that gate, chase cattle out, lock them out, then feed. And then when you're done feeding, you had to run a hot wire over top that bunk so these guys wouldn't get in the bunk. So the bunk just kind of sits there to separate them now. Dad talked about utilizing or turning this to an alleyway to load cattle, which would actually be pretty slick. But it doesn't get, we don't load cattle out of here that much. The only time we load them out is to move them across the road, and we literally move them to right there. So that being said, let's look at the barn here, what we came here to look at. This side of the barn is nice and true. The walls are true. The roof is square. Everything looks good. You know, until you take a look inside and see the floor is sagging a good few feet. And there's a few barn boards that have fallen off over the years. That one fell off a couple years ago. That one got put back up, shockingly. And yeah, but if we were to get this barn fixed up and decided we were to keep it, I would go through and I'd put different boards up where we're missing boards, and I'd try to put screws in as many of the boards as I could, and then I'd come through and I'd paint the barn red again. And you can see there's really not much of a bowl in the wall here. Only bowl you actually see is just, you know, there's a couple boards up there that nails have popped out of, and they're kind of doing their own thing, and they need to be screwed back in, whatever. But the wall is good shape. There actually used to be a gutter that ran along the length of this roof, but it was so rotten, it was shot. There's so many holes in it, it did not work. So, you know, there was no downspout on it. It would just dump right there. So it's kind of useless. So we took it off. Kind of wish we could put a gutter up there, but like I said, once we figure out what we're going to do with the barn, then we'll kind of go more in depth on what we're going to actually do. But so that's what it looks like here. Let's walk down to the north end of the barn there and see what we see down there. So as we can see here, this north wall is what's bowing out. You can see really bad there. where I guess the electrical used to come in. And you can see a clamp there where the downspout used to come. The downspout was actually still there, but the neck piece that came off of the gutter was gone. Anyway, you can see that corner there's a little rotten from the roof up there. Sorry about that, from the roof up there leaking. I don't know why it leaks, if nails pulled out or what, but it's been like that my whole life. Otherwise, this end of the barn ain't too bad. The paint's actually still pretty decent on it too. But like I said, a few boards need fixed. Whatever. Put a new door on down here. But you can see John Gillen built the barn in 1875. So there's a part of a downspout there too. There's no gutter on that side. That downspout actually goes into the ground, it looks like. I've never looked too closely at it. I don't know if it actually goes underground. It actually might. It looks like it does. I don't know where the hell it would go from there. But yeah, so this is this old barn. It's kind of unique. I like it just because it's unique. Like I said before, the other barn over there does not have the big beams up in it and whatnot. It's not as old. But this old barn has some history to it, you know, and I like that. And I'd be more than happy to come through and fix it up and keep it. Because I like these big old barns. So, yeah. That's what's going on here today anyway. I'm just kind of checking up on cattle and trying to figure all what it would take to really get this barn structurally good to go. But you know, you come along and you look at some of this wood and it's actually pretty good, but then you get spots like that that are rotten. But they have these old barn boards. I mean, 1875, that's been a hot minute, but then you got these soft corner pieces. You have to come in and probably do something about that. There's quite a bit of work that needs done. It's just a matter of, do we want to actually keep this barn, or do we just want to tear it down and start fresh? Which I already said my opinion, but I don't get the final choice. I just get a say in it. New building would be nice. A lot easier to do. You just tear this one down and call it a day and put your new set trusses up and set some tin on, you'll be good to go. But I like this barn, and everybody else around here does too that I talk to. Not a lot of old barns around like this that are still in use, so leave a comment, see what you guys have to say about it. But that's all we got for right now. I'm gonna go find something else to do on this fine Sunday. Hot damn, Dad could be an Olympian for loading bales. He managed to load that whole side without tipping the thing over. That's pretty impressive. And he's on a little bit of a hillside, but that's pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. I usually, what I'll do is I'll put one on this side and one on this side, then I'll load one side and switch to the other, because I never have any luck doing that. But loading bales up, hauling them across the road, we do this probably once a week. Oh, there's a snow pile there. I need to watch where I'm walking, but anyway, we haul these across the road and then we'll take them off bale wagon, bale hauler, as we need. So he's gonna load 6 up and we'll call that a load. Actually, no, he's got 8 on here, never mind. Well, we got Ronnie's M on the bale hauler. Been using it for a chore tractor here. Works really good for this job. Gives it something to do rather than sit and do nothing, so. Yeah, I got the side shield off that new hauling because, well, I'm trying to figure out leaks on it right now, and the next thing I need to do is really wash it and wash for leaks. So, yeah. But anyway, it's Saturday, February the 3rd, I think. It's a little bit above freezing. Majority of the snow is gone around here. So, yeah, he's got a load on. We're gonna go haul this across the road now, and he's gonna do whatever. Oh, he's gonna get 2 more, I guess. Whatever. But like I said, we'll take these off as we need for across the road. That way we're not hauling them over across the road one by one with the skid steer. We can put them on here and just grab them as we need. This makes life easier, because right now, got time to do it right now, so works pretty slick. So let's take a look over here at my new purchase that I never talked about. So as you guys know, I bought a combine here this last year, I guess, towards the start of winter. And that corn head there is a corn head that was on it. And this here is a Case IH 1020 bean head that I bought for it as well. 20 footer. I got everything I need for it. I got that piece that goes in there. It's just sitting, I think it's in there somewhere. Yeah, right up in there. But I don't have no room inside for either of these heads, so put them outside and put tarps on them so they're at least somewhat out of the sun. I don't know if I'll use this head because this is a 4-row wide, but I didn't really plan on buying this bean head here, but it kind of, well, I guess you could say I got a little trigger happy, and it went for way less than I thought it would in Iowa. So overall, it's got its rough spots. Like we can see the fingers here are missing in the auger, which is minor. I can deal with that. But the auger itself doesn't have much wear. The pan here seems to be pretty decent too. I mean, there's sickle sections that are a little rough, but that's minor stuff. But I think it all runs. Only thing I didn't run is the reel because the combine wasn't set up for it quite yet. So, you know, snowing the day I got it home. I started to snow as I got it home and unloaded it, but it's a 20 footer. The combine will struggle to run it, but it'll run it. It's just not gonna be too thrilled about it, but yeah. So that's what that is. It came with a running gear, so it's nothing. It's nothing really. But this is the running gear I've been kind of working on putting together. This is international running gear. I had to go through and redo all the steering. I got to do a little more up here. I want to put a collar here so that's tighter. But I got the steering all freed up, and it steers actually really good, other than you can see on the top there, actually in the bottom too. But that's what happens when you got that. You got a round stock and square hole. So I'm gonna probably end up, I don't know, maybe it won't, because the farthest it's gonna go is across the interstate. But that bean head will probably end up on here once I build a platform to put on here. But like I was saying, this is an actual IH running gear. Must have been a flare box at one time or something. It's still got all the hardware on here, and yeah, IH it says there. So this used to be a flat rack. Needs different tires. I just put the ones that are on here, just put it on for right now so I can at least test it and make sure that this is all gonna be okay and not fall apart and whatnot. Because I put this in here, and the welder I used wasn't worth a damn. The good welder is up in Uncle Ben's shop up there, and I use the welder at home to weld that up, so it'll last though. But yeah, Dad's got his bales on. He's only got one bale on there, I guess. Whatever. He's doing whatever it is he wants to do, so. But we'll go haul this across the road, and it's almost lunchtime. So with this heat houser here, it's actually really warm up here once the tractor warms up. But like I was saying, this isn't our tractor, this is Buddy Ronnie's. And these M's are actually really good chore tractors. I used to have one. You guys seen it in old videos. That was the first tractor I bought, was the Farm All M. Paid $1,000 for it, and I did a bunch of work to it, and I sold it for $1,000. So we're pulling. He actually had 2 bales on top. I didn't realize that, but we're pulling out of here nice and slow. Like, I'm not in a rush. It's a narrow tailgate. It's not the best bale hauler either. This bale hauler is not built for these bales. These are 5x6s. This thing's built for 4x5s. So, but this is a good running M. It's got a nice wide front on it too, which is special. But it needs a little bit of tender love and care. Not a whole lot though. It's a pretty straight tractor for what it is. But it just brings back memories of having my M. I sold my M when I bought that 560 there. Put a down payment on it because I didn't have $5 grand at the time to pay for that. I did, but I didn't. So I sold the M, and that was probably the worst mistake I ever made with my tractor fleet. But oh well, what are you doing? It's just a Farmall M. I can probably track it down because I still have the guy in Messenger that I sold it to. So it wouldn't be that difficult. Then we got tight fit going on here. We got Can-Am on one side, we got steel rack on the other. But go through the farm here and it's going to get set in front of those egg bags over there. And then like I said before, we'll grab off of here as we need. So we'll go on hooker over there.